Korea. Michael McKee here to beat up on Paul Ballew of Dun Bradstreet as best we can. I would say, Mike, this was an incredibly slow news week. Within all your reporting and research, what did that signal to you?
Well, we took a break on economic data. We didn't take a break on Fed speak. We did take a break on Europe until the very end of the week, beginning of the week, end of the week. It signals nothing really has changed. We are still concerned about what's going on out there, but the one thing that has come off the table, I don't mean completely off the table, but is not front and center on the agenda, is QE for the Fed.
What did you see in the Fed watch this week? I think we could count the people that didn't speak in shorter conversation.
Well, again, it's the communication message strategy of the Fed, which is to over-communicate, till the soil a little bit, keep their options open right now, because I don't think QE3 is entirely off the table. I just think it's a question for the Fed of buying some time. So you see it in their messaging, you see it in both the chairman's statements, you see it in some of the regional presidents, and I'm with you. We've been in Fed communication speak overdrive really for the last 6 months or so. Where we've been is still where we were, and last time I was with you talking about this. QE3, we're not exactly sure what, how, why, and what the impact would be at this point in time, because we don't have a liquidity issue. We've had a massive liquidity inflection from both the Fed, the Bank of Japan, and the ECB.
Right.
It's not a monetary policy question.
Michael, jump in with a question.
Well, I was going to ask you, on Monday, I mean, you used to sell cars, now you sell services. On Monday we get retail sales. Are we seeing services pick up as well as hard lines, as durable goods? Because that would be key to the economy.
I would describe it as more of a mixed bag. You're seeing a little pocket of growth here and there. It's choppy, as we're seeing in goods, even in some of the goods sectors. Services not sprinting, though. Like, that's really the way to look at it. Little pockets of recovery. They're isolated. We get this boom, little mini boom, and then we fade back a little bit is the right way.
Let's look at this chart, and Michael, you ask a question again, please. This is a Steve Roach chart. Roach has been all over real consumption. It's just been flat. That's real personal income per capita. And that shows the challenges out there for so many Americans, doesn't it? Michael?
Folks over at Deutsche Bank have been making the point that aggregate incomes are rising. And so I wanted to, I actually thought this before.
Great point.
Ask what you're seeing as far as incomes. In other words, can what we've seen in retail sales both extend and grow faster?
Actually, we think it can extend. Growing faster, probably not quite yet, but it can continue in the past we've seen for two reasons. Aggregate incomes are a little stronger than what some people assume. But then the second issue is that the debt burden leveled down dramatically, about 300 basis points when you look at debt servicing from the peak of just a couple of years ago. So one of the benefits of what the Fed has done is to help facilitate the healing process of the balance sheet. You put the two of them together, that gives us PCE growth, consumer expenditure growth in real terms of roughly 2.5%, not a sprint, but certainly a little better than what we feared, some people feared last summer.
How far are we from a debt levels that we would like to see? I don't want to say normal, but that you'd like to see.
Yeah, from a household standpoint, we still have a few trillion to go. It's a big number.
Yeah.
We've only seen absolute debt down about $1 trillion, but the debt servicing levels have dropped because of the level of interest rates and the amount of restructuring, as well as some of the bad behavior. Think of foreclosures and bankruptcies and defaults. So we still have a ways to go. The household sector is probably 3, 4, 5 years away from really getting back in balance. The business sector is in great shape, but households still have a little bit more work to be done.
Okay, Paul, thank you so much. Dun Bradstreet. Michael McKee is going to stay with us here to wrap up the week. We're going to